20 years ago, in one of the worst genocides of the 20th century, at least 800,000 Rwandans were murdered in the course of 100 days. As the country prepares to commemorate its darkest days, the fight to bring those responsible to justice still continues. In the Rwandan capital, Alain Mugesera stands trial after being deported from Canada, accused of making a fiery anti-Tutsi speech in Kigali back in 1992, inciting genocide, in which he referred to them as cockroaches and suggested extermination. At the time, Alain was a member of the dominant Hutu party.
Avoir ce procès, même si le procès a eu lieu 20 ans après.
To have these trials, even if they take place 20 years later, it shows that anybody who participates in a crime is going to face justice.
De toute façon, il passera devant la justice.
After the Rwandan genocide, there came the monumental challenge of how to prosecute mass killers. The Arusha Tribunal was set up in 1994 in Tanzania, though in 2 decades they've heard just 50 cases, following allegations of corruption and the huge expense of running the trials. The vast majority of suspects have been tried in Rwanda's traditional village courts, called Gacaca, through which almost 2 million were processed in a decade. 65% of those tried were found guilty and convicted, some facing lengthy prison sentences. But the legacy of those courts is fragile. Over 18,000 boxes containing files and films from the trials are housed in police headquarters, threatened by humidity, theft, and insects.
We have 1.9 million cases, and those documents are papers, we have notes, and we have to preserve all those documents because the information we have is so important for, as I said, for the history, for the memory, for education, for research.
While the archive's future remains tenuous, the Kigali Genocide Memorial Center has preserved this grim history in rooms displaying artifacts, alongside a mass grave where 250,000 are laid to rest.
We may say a generation is now current, being judged for the crimes that they committed in 1994 in Rwanda. But after 50 years, we'll have another generation that will need to learn from the experience that happened to their parents, to their grandparents, who were criminals, who were survivors.
The Memorial Center is one of dozens of commemoration sites scattered throughout the country, all designed to create a collective memory of Rwanda's past and ensure that evil of this magnitude never happens again.